I'm Duncan Ferguson and you're watching Toffee TV.
Welcome to Toffee TV. It's me, Baz. Instant match reaction after Everton have just beaten Carlisle United by 3-0 up at Brunton Park. Job done. Thought Everton were very, very professional. You know, big crowd there today. You know, the camera's there for one reason and one reason only. Can Carlisle capitalise on Everton's shaky form at the moment? It never really happened like that, did it? It never worked out like that. I thought Everton control the game, obviously, from start to finish. Got off to a great start. You know, a fantastic ball by Tom Cleverley. Gets Aaron Lennon away, and Lennon done superbly well. Got across, showed good pace, got across his man, looked up, rolled it across, and Arouna Kone got a tap in at the back post, and perfect start. You know, and after that, Everton just controlled it, absolutely controlled it. I mean, looking at the team lineup before the game, obviously pleased that Joel Robles was back, you know, maintained his place in goal. You know, and you're looking at a couple of players left out, but it was the right thing to do. You know, the right thing to give Gareth Barry a rest. You know, he's played in most of the games this season. Right to rest Romelu Lukaku, been looking a bit jaded of late. Delafeu, John Stones, you know, that was totally the right decision to leave John out. And the lads who come in done decent jobs, you know. We've seen another hour from Stephen Pienaar. Didn't have his greatest game, but it's, you know, it's good to see that he's got something still to offer. Even if it's literally a 15-minute cameo from the bench as we go towards the end of the season. So it's good to see him back in there. Good opportunity for Lennon. We haven't seen enough of Aaron Lennon this season, but I thought he was fantastic today. You know, the Ross Barkley done well. Kone, people will probably not be happy with me, but Arouna Kone, not a fan. Sorry, not a fan. Thought Murray and Jags done well at the back. You know, Oviedo was solid. So, you know, good to see James McCarthy back in there as well, getting around the midfield in the absence of Gareth Barry. Thought him and Cleverley done really well. Don't want to go overboard because it is Carlisle and they are struggling a little bit, you know. But it was job done, it was professional. In the FA Cup, it's all about getting into the next round. It's about beating the team that's in front of you and progressing into the next round. And I thought Everton handled it really, really well today. Like I say, got off to a great start. I think it was 92 seconds or something when we scored that first goal. Great little ball round the corner from Cleverley and Lennon's away. And that's what I want to see Aaron doing, getting across defenders and just putting that ball into that corridor of uncertainty, as they like to say. And Kone's done well following in and has got a tap in and off to a great start. Then Everton's second goal, another really, really good build-up. And then Oviedo, good ball in, and what a first touch by Lennon. Just takes two defenders out the game with that first touch, just lets it run across his body, gets it out of his feet, and slots it beautifully under the keeper. And 2-0 in the opening quarter of an hour, cannot ask for any more, you know, in a game where it was billed as a potential banana skin or, you know, and all of that with the cameras there. But Everton were fantastic, you know, and you're looking and thinking, can we get 3 or 4 in this first half? You've had a couple of half opportunities. The only, I kind of, you've really been picky, you would say, you want to see them go on from there and really put Carlisle to the sword. But they kept them at arm's length, got in at the break at 2-0. It was a comfortable 2-0. You know, Robles has made one save from Asamoah, which he should have saved anyway. It was straight at him. But, you know, good strong block on it. We defended it quite well. And we came out of the second half and you're thinking the first 10, 15 minutes, they're going to come at us. But again, Everton, you know, they just closed it down. They just shut Carlisle down. They didn't really have any opportunities of note up until later on in the game. And, you know, you can't ask for more than that. Again, passed it round quite well and just kept them at bay. And then Ross scores, you know, I think 25 passes and Ross Barkley runs on. It's a great shot, okay, it takes a deflection, but it's in the back of the net, and that's 3-0 and it's tie over. You know, and he could have scored probably an even better one, kind of 5 or 10 minutes early. Just took, his last touch was a little bit heavy, but I thought Ross done really well. Second half, him and Lennon were the standouts for me, and I thought he'd done really, really well. You know, again, a couple of times the final ball wasn't there from him, but look, I have no problems with him. 22, he's developing, he's exciting, he's an Evertonian, I love all of that. People who criticise him, for me, I'm not sure what you want. You want a player that, you know, I don't know. Yeah, it's frustrating, but you've got to buy into that with Ross. It's everything else that he brings. He brings the ball down, he goes by players as if they're not there, he's strong, he's a blue like us, he wants to do well, which is the reason why I would give him the captain's armband. I'd have no problem giving him the captain's armband. People are saying, oh no, let him get on with his game, and all. I don't think it makes any difference. I think what it does is it makes you quickly realise how highly regarded you are, and I think that would get an extra 5% out of him, you know. But anyway, I thought he was really, really good. You know, whenever it was an arm's length victory, then it was 3-0. They had a little go near the end, nothing major. Jags, you know, Joel made a good save coming out off his line quickly. It was a good save. Jags blocked one. Their keepers made a couple of good saves as well. But it was as comfortable as you're going to get, you know, and Everton in the half of the fifth round, that's all you can ask for. You know, hopefully we'll get Shrewsbury at home or someone like that, and that'll be nice. But, you know, in terms of the game, it's a job well done. We needed it. We needed it after Wednesday, and we needed it coming into that Newcastle game. And it's good to see Joel back in, you know, and a clean sheet, you know, for them to try and build on. And you would like to think that on Wednesday he would keep Robles in goal and we'd go on from here. We all know Tim Howard's going to be back in on Wednesday, as is probably John Stones. So the defence will be a little bit. Leighton Baines will come back in at left back, so it will be changed. But the defence have got to learn how to... You see, the problem for me, going forward, Everton as good as anything around. I've said that all season, pass it round. Yes, we could do with someone off the left. Yes, we could do with another centre forward to give Rom either a break or to assist them. Of course we could, but the problem for me is we do not work hard enough when we haven't got the football. The possession is great, but the closing down isn't great. We don't work hard enough as a team. And you look at the likes of Leicester City, who are up at the top of the league at the moment. They're one of the hardest working teams around. You know, Tottenham, I don't think are much better than Everton. The league position, of course, they are, but I watched them when he came down to Goodison. They work the socks off. I don't think we do. I don't think we work hard enough as a team, and that for me is where we're falling down. That's why we're conceding so many goals. You know, we've got to work that little bit harder, because then everything else will come to fruition. And this is the manager's job. This is the manager's job to say, you need to start working harder. Yes, possession, pass. Work harder, shoot more, work harder, get better at set pieces, defend better. Those four things. If the manager can correct those four things, then, you know, he'll... Put it this way, more people will back him. If he starts making some ballsy decisions like taking Howard out and putting Joel in, getting another centre forward in, getting, you know, changing the formation a little bit, getting us to work harder and enjoy clean sheets, then a lot of people will go, we're right behind you. But it's this head in the sand kind of mentality that Roberto seems to have for the last 18 months. That's why people are falling away now and thinking, I'm not sure about this fella. But listen, I'm not going to be too negative. We won 3-0. It was a good result. We've done everything we needed to do, I thought. The team selection obviously was correct. We've won the game. Substitutions, good to see Gibson getting on, having a little bit of a go. Aussie's come on for a nice little cameo, given he used to play for them. Brendan Galloway's got 15 minutes towards the end. So we've done well. We haven't had to use Delafeu, Stones, Gareth Barry, Romelu Lukaku, Leighton Baines, and that's a good thing. Coming up with a big game on Wednesday night coming up. It's important that we got through this unscathed, and that's what we do. And we've won the game 3-0. So for me, very happy. Let's hope we get someone like Shrewsbury Town at home in the next round. You know, and who knows? You know, who knows? Then if we got a tie like that, we'd expect to win. That could be the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Just keep us ticking over quite nicely in this second half of the season, because we need to now start winning games. We've had a poor run, we've thrown games away, we've blown semi-finals, and now it's time for us to stand up and be confident and start knocking off these wins. We've got good enough players to do it. It's time for the manager to stand up and be confident, and it's time for the players to stand up and be confident. Who knows? Tomorrow night we could have £13.5 million centre forward in the bag. We might have one or two extra. Who knows what happens on deadline day? We could even have new owners. Who knows? But we'll have to wait and see. But me and Ped will be around tomorrow on deadline day, doing some Everton stuff. We're on the Ball Street channel all day from about 12 o'clock till midnight, I think, on and off on various things. We'll be doing little bits on there, but we will also be going into our studio and doing some live broadcasts. I'll be doing a couple of things, possibly on my own, because he'll be messing around, mincing around somewhere. So look out for them. Give us a little subscribe up there. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. This has been my instant match reaction to Carlisle United 0, Everton 3. We won a game. Get in, Blues. We are into the half for the 5th round draw. Let's hope we get fingers crossed for a good home tie. So I'm going to catch you next time on Toffee TV.